What's going on, everyone? Cole Swider is a disappointment. Now, he did have a solid game. He was like 5 of 9 from 3 in the final game against the Clippers. But outside of shooting, which we always knew he could do, that's why the Lakers brought him in, because he was an elite NBA level shooter. He provides nothing else. The guy looks completely lost out there at times. He's 6'9" and might as well be 5'9". He just does nothing else well. It's frustrating because I was somebody that was really in the Cole Swider camp. He was a guy that I really thought going into Summer League was going to show like, hey, this is a guy that deserves a roster spot and should be part of the roster and maybe even the rotation. You're going to have to figure it out. And we left Summer League with the, hey, this guy is not very good at basketball. Again, NBA level 3-point shooting. If you need a guy at the end of the bench for, situational plays, right? 3 seconds left, tie. You need a 3 to tie or take the lead or something, and you want to get your best shooters in the game, sure, throw them in. But a guy to actually be in the rotation and play any kind of significant minutes, I don't think Cole Swider's that guy. He looked lost in Summer League. He's looked lost in every NBA minutes he has gotten, and you want to see that stride. Not saying he had to come out and be a 35-5 guy or something like that and shoot 80% from 3 or anything. But I wanted to see some improvement. Like you saw Max Christie, he looked like a completely different player. There is an argument Max Christie was the best player in Summer League, period, from a statistical standpoint. Yes, he didn't put up 40 in a game or anything like that, but the dude averaged like 23 points, 6 rebounds, and like 3 or 4 assists on like 60% from 3 and 55% from the field. The dude was great playing defense, and he was just coasting out there. Literally. I mean, he was just kind of out there just to be out there. He wasn't playing like incredibly hard or anything. He was getting whatever he wanted. And I'm not saying Cole Swider had to be, better or as good as Max Christie, but I wanted to see some improvement. You can make an argument he was worse in this Summer League than he was in last year's Summer League. And he was pretty bad in spots in last year's Summer League. Again, he doesn't play defense. He turns the ball over. He makes poor decisions, right? I mean, there was literally in the previous game against the Celtics, he was trying to back down a guy smaller than him and couldn't. Was getting bullied and then tried to get cute and just completely turn the ball over and lost the ball, and they just came and took it from him like he was a little kid, like taking candy from a baby. And it's just but it's so many decisions like that. And you see his rebounding, he had a couple games where he had some nice rebounds, but if you actually watch the game, he wasn't fighting for rebounds. They were just taking a bunch of threes and they were just kind of falling in his lap. The guy just, he's a disappointment in my opinion. And again, this is coming from a guy that really was rooting for him, that really wanted to see him have success. And it's unfortunate that he's not. And the problem is that the Lakers are going to have 3 two-way spots. And yes, they could move, say, a Colin Castleton, or they could move a Demoy Hodge and have one of them kind of play the 15th roster spot. I do think they sign a big man, whoever that is, Bismack Biyombo, or maybe they get Christian Wood, whatever, right? They get a big man, and then they could bring in Hodge or Castleton. That would free up 2, or at least 1, two-way contract. I think Cole Swider ends up losing that 2-way contract. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do keep him on the 2-way, right? Because our 3 guys are Castleton, Swider, and then Hodge. Those are the 3 two-way guys. After this Summer League, I don't know how you can keep Swider on that 2-way. I just don't. You had several guys on that Lakers roster that all outperformed him and all outplayed him and were just overall better. Yeah, maybe they didn't shoot better, but they were overall better. Guys like Alex Fudge, right? Like Alex Fudge, yes, he had some just, Shaq in the fool moments and had his rough moments, but he's a 20-year-old 6'9" Jared Vanderbilt 2.0. Guy that can defend, guard multiple positions. I'm not saying that he's going to be as elite as Jared Vanderbilt, but I think that he is a guy that can absolutely kind of play a similar role, and it doesn't hurt to have more than those. So I think Alex Fudge gets a two-way contract, and then after that, there's several other guys, right? How do you say his name? Ba. He showed some nice flashes in his ability to create his own shot and do his own thing. You had Figueroa, right? Figueroa was actually really good in Summer League. And even in the Clipper game, put up 23 points on 10 of 13 shooting. He had another 20-point game the game before. Like, he was putting up and just bullying guys at times and really having some solid just contributions and plays. And so, could you look at it and go, okay, like, we'll just keep Cole Swider just to keep the spot. We'll move, say, Castleton or Hodge into the roster spot, and then, bring in Fudge, and then you have Fudge, let's just call it Castleton, and then you have Cole Swider on the two ways. Sure, I guess. But again, unless he takes some crazy strides between this year and next year, I don't think you can keep him around. He's not a 20, 21-year-old kid. He's 24 years old, right? Like, next year he's going to be 25. It's like, how long is it going to take him to develop into not even a great NBA player, but just a serviceable one? Just one that can do more than just shoot the three ball. He doesn't have great vision. He's not a great passer, right? Where it's like, okay, well, at least you can run your offense through him, right? You can run some sets where he has the ball and he's just kind of wheeling and dealing and kind of mask him on the defensive end. No, you can't. Like, there's nothing you can do, in my opinion at least, that's going to make Cole Swider an effective NBA player outside of hiding him in the corner and just letting him take 10 threes a game. But I'd rather have a guy, let's say Cole Swider shoots, he shot 43% in the G League. Let's say he does the same thing in the NBA, right? I still don't think he deserves a roster spot because he literally does nothing else, right? Like, the hope was that he could be a 6'9", play both forward spots, be a guy that could kind of, not have to play heavy minutes, but at least be a solid contributor. Be like a Duncan Robinson, where, like, when Duncan Robinson is on, you play him because he's so impactful on the three-point shot, and he still does other things, right? He's not a great defender by any means, but he doesn't look lost out there. He doesn't look scared. He doesn't look clumsy, right? Like, he can still go and, make plays for others and stuff. And again, doesn't have great court vision or anything like that, but he can make some plays. He can hit some shots. And when he's on, he's on. But we've even seen Miami where Duncan Robinson just completely falls out of the rotation and doesn't play because when he doesn't have his shot going, you can't, he's in a lot of ways unplayable. Cole Swider, even when he has his shot going at times, looks unplayable. And it's just it'd be great if he could give you 20. He's out there, and yeah, he gives you 12 points, but he's giving up 30 a game, then he becomes a negative. And I really wanted to see more from him. I really wanted to see more from Swider. I really thought we were going to see him at least be decent at other things, right? Maybe get better at, using his 6'9" frame, his size, but he just gets beat too easily for a guy his length and his size. When he does get the ball, unless it's just a complete catch and shoot, it's almost like he doesn't know what to do, or he tries to do two more. I mean, even one of the games, I don't remember which one it was off the top of my head. It might have been the Memphis game, the Grizzly game or something like that. But even the commentator called him out on it and was it's almost like he's trying to do too much. Like, he's trying to prove himself. He's making terrible decisions. He's turning the ball over. I mean, the commentator was even calling out his poor decision-making and his poor choices. And I don't know. I don't know if it's that he wants to prove, and he's seeing Max Christie just kill it, and he's seeing some of these young guys just looking like, oh, okay, they're the next guys, next man up, and he just feels like, I got to do more. I got to go out and play. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's either that or he just really is not a NBA ready player. And I don't know how long it's going to be for him to get there. And he's already 24 years old, right? Like, he's not 19. Like, if he was 19, 20, 21, maybe even 22, right? And it's like, all right, well, you still have like 3 or 4 years before he, like, is in, or even getting close to approaching his prime. But no, like, most players' primes are, the 25 to 32 range, right? Like, some guys, maybe it's 27 to 32, but usually you have that, like, 5 to 7 year window where guys are at their best, like, guys are at their peak. And it's like Cole Swider is already at the age of that, what's supposed to be his peak. And he's not there. He's just not anywhere close to resembling anything like a real NBA player. And I don't know what you can do to correct that. I just don't. I would love if, next year he takes some huge stride and all of a sudden he's just out there balling and dominating, but like he didn't look better than anybody. He didn't stand out in a way that was like, oh, this is a guy that the Lakers need to keep for the long haul. But I don't know. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Are you disappointed in Swider? Do you think, you got to keep him around, give him a chance? Do you think he loses a two-way contract? I just do. I really do. I think he loses his two-way and the Lakers go elsewhere. And if somebody wants to take him and work with him, good luck. I'm rooting for him unless he plays the Lakers. But yeah, anyway, how do you feel? Love to hear it. Let me know.